Another episode of Ask Me Anything. I'm Adam, KN6QGV with Bridgecom Systems, and welcome everyone. So while we get started, I want to bring up first the giveaway. Memorial Day is almost here. It's at the end of the month. Our giveaway ends on the 29th. Memorial Day of remembrance for the military members that have sacrificed their lives for this country. So instead of honoring them for one day, we decided to make the whole month of May about our active duty and veterans. We know a lot of our customers either served or have family members and friends that have served, so we want to put the spotlight on you. This Memorial Day, we are giving away a grand prize of $5,161 in DMR equipment, plus a section dedicated to our community. This pictured feature section will be on our website to honor our vets and active duty members. Okay, so we're going to get started here, and we're going to answer some questions that we got. First, I'd like to welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. See, we got a bunch of people here. Ken, hi, welcome. Glenn, thank you for coming. Chris, it's a pleasure to see you. Nathan, welcome. Wayne from Delaware, welcome. We got Joe from Iowa. Welcome, everyone. What we're going to do is we're going to start getting started with some of these questions. We got a really good question here at the beginning. How do you get the 878 scan repeaters? That is a great question, Ken. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to come over to my screen. And what we're going to do is, first off, if you guys want to switch screens. Okay, what we're going to start is we're going to start with our scan lists. First, we're actually going to create our channels in general that you want to scan. You're going to have your repeaters there, and what we're going to do is we're going to come over to scan list, and we're going to create a new scan list, if they will put my screen up. Thank you. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to first create a name for this scan list, whatever you'd like. And we're going to come through and we're going to add the channels that you want. So if you wanted an analog channel like NOAA, or you wanted a specific channel that you have. Now, when you get to digital scanning, there are a few issues. If you are using your Skybridge, you're going to have to set static talk groups over on Brandmeister. If you are using local repeaters, it will only get the static talk groups that are actually active on those repeaters. So that's one limitation with digital. So you will have to have an active keyed up talk group that is active in order to scan those. So what we'll do is we'll just add those two for right now. Now you could select a priority channel if you have one of these that you want to be priority, but we're not going to do that right here. Then what we'll do is we'll go back to let me just see which channels I use, NOAA and Sky. What we'll do is we'll actually come over to our channels and we'll actually set our scan list right here. Once you set the scan list, what you could do is you write to the radio, and I'll show you as soon as my radio starts up here, how you actually will activate that. Now, as this radio has not actually had it written to it, it won't actually work, but you actually will go menu. Let me see. Down to scan. Scan on. Go to on, and it will start scanning. Now, I don't have a scan list preset on this channel, so it won't actually start scanning on my radio, but it would start scanning all those channels that you have in that scan list that you set there. So that is a great question. Thank you so much. Let's see our next question. How is the winner selected on giveaways? For example, the Memorial Day giveaway. That's an excellent question. We actually use a program called Gleam. All our giveaways go through them. What happens is all our entries are pooled together and one is randomly selected. Then what we do is we actually verify that the name and the call sign are valid, and If it is, we actually select the winner that way. That's who our winner is. So great question. How do you make a zone? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to come over here under our common settings to zone. Oh, give me a second. There we go. We'll double click on an open line. We'll type in the new zone name. Make sure zone hide is not checked, because this will make it so when you actually try and push the button right here in the middle, so you won't actually be able to select that zone if you do that. Then we'll go down, select whatever channels you want. So let's just say we want, I'll do my state with the NOAAs that we use. And where's Brandmeister? There we go, US nationwide. So now if I had a priority channel on channel A on the top, so if I select this zone on the top, priority channel A will be on the top, and priority channel B would be the one on the bottom if I select the zone on the sub channel B. So we'll click OK, right to radio, and then you would find that zone in your list when you flip through this way, or you can go menu down to zones, and you'll see a list of all your zones available. Great question. Let's see. Question about the Memorial Day giveaway page. I sent in a photo and it hasn't shown up on the website yet. All our photos do get processed. If you sent in a ticket with it, or you sent it in through our Contact Us site, one of our technicians has probably passed it on. It just hasn't been uploaded to the website yet, but we are in the process of getting all those done. So it should be done here shortly. If you would like, you can call us up, and you can actually, after the show, call us up, and you can ask for me, and I will help you with that. I'll make sure that it gets processed. How do you set the buttons to handle specific functions? Okay, if we could switch over to my screen, all our buttons will be right here in our optional settings, key functions, and right here is where you'll be able to set all the functions. Now I'll go through and show some of these. Now on mine, P1 actually switches from top to bottom, zone A to zone B, or sub-channel A, sub-channel B, whichever tuner. My P2, there we go. We'll switch to VFO mode, between memory mode and VFO mode. So these are just some options I have. I use the side button here, the second line, the lower one. That actually is Digimonitor if I hold it down. So you can see there's double slot. Everyone has different features for how they like to set it up. I can push this for my power. As you can see, the power changing. And then up here, let me get to an actual. This is one we set up all the time, is the disconnect. Push the button up here, and then the push to talk. Whoops. Let me get it. All right. I'm on. And you'll see it's going to say not linked. Give it a second. Well, it didn't say it, but it came back acknowledging that it actually disconnected. So these are here if you'd like. Over here, if you'd like to set up a hotkey like our disconnect, come over to hotkey. On line 1, as you see, call, digital, PC 400, which is our disconnect, the 4000, sorry. That's the disconnect. Oops, this actually needs to be a group call. Don't know where it is. I don't know why group call is not there, but all call would also work on that one. Okay. If you have a specific function you'd like, can you let us know so that way I can show you how to set up that specific function? But until then, we can go to the next one. How do you add an image to the background on the 878 or 578? Okay, if we could switch over to my computer again, what we'll do is actually over here in Tools, come down to Standby Background Picture 1 or 2, whichever one you'd like to load. You can open the image. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to come to my downloads. Let's see, where is the 878? We actually have a bunch of screens available that you guys can actually see. So I'll just select this first one right here. Picture OK. And then you can write it to your radio. Once you write it to your radio, in your optional settings, what you can do is, where is it? Display maybe? There you go. Standby picture right here, custom 1. You would set that to custom 1. Or custom 2 if you upload it to number 2, and that will display the picture on your background. Great question. How do you set the button to handle, oh wait, we already did that one. He didn't ask which one. Okay. Can you send an APRS SMS message without active position information? Actually, there are limited SMS capabilities with this. The only SMS message you can actually send would be the set SMS message right here. That's the only SMS message that is included. It is a current limitation. Possibly in the future, we could see a change on that. But as of right now, that is the only message that is available to send out. Can you explain roaming? Yeah, let me actually pull up this one. So roaming works like this. What you do is you have a frequency that you would use. Now, personally, this is one of mine set up for LA right here. I have 3 roaming channels. So what you're going to do is you're going to set up a roaming channel exactly like you would a normal one. I have my 3 and I named them roam afterwards, so I know. I come to my zone, create a new zone. I added those. Now what I do is, let's see, mine are, and then mode, let's see, where is it? There's something else I knew we had to set. APRS, roaming. There's a roam feature, I think, somewhere. Usually what happens, oh, I think it's in the radio. You actually set it to actually start roaming. You program it to roam. And when you put it on roaming mode, it will actually automatically go to the next one. So what I did, my radio starting. Roaming zone. Here's roaming zone under roaming. Oop, turn, there we go. So as you can see them. And then auto roam. On, off. I'm trying to just, because of the glare, trying to get it at an angle where you can see it. There you go. On. Auto roaming selected. So now what happens is say I'm using this frequency and the repeater's not found. What happens it's going to do goes through that list to the first available repeater. Is it available? No. Second available repeater. Oh, that's available. Good. I have a good signal. I'm going to use that. Then when you get out of range of that, it's going to, change to the next frequency and the next frequency. So when I'm driving around LA and I'm using that, it automatically will go to the most available repeater. It works great. If you need some help with setting it up, I know that wasn't the greatest explanation on here. That was a basic setup. I will be more than happy to help you. If you want to call us up, we can help you with setting that up. I'm scanning channels on my 878 UV2 Plus in full promiscuous mode. Sometimes I get a 4000 on the screen with the voice saying not linked or similar. What does that mean? What you're doing is you're hearing someone else actually sending that command to the repeater to disconnect the active talk group that they were on. That's what you're hearing. So when you're in full promiscuous mode with dual time slot on, you're going to hear everything coming over the lines. There's 91 and I'm not even on 91.
73.
Roaming looks which repeater in the roaming list can be reached, just like mobile phone does. Yeah. It'll automatically go through and find the one that you can do. Correct. You travel as you're traveling, it goes through several linked repeaters and you find the one that's most available or strongest signal. One antenna, everyone asks me this. This is a custom antenna. It's a high gain antenna that I use specifically for my operations that I use. And I don't know the name. I don't remember where I got it, but it was a pretty expensive antenna. That's really good though. There are some out there. We sell a few, but this one was a custom one that I had to search for and find out there that someone made. That guy, Ray, first off, is there a giveaway today? Nope, sorry. Maybe possibly in the future, but not today. We did a giveaway yesterday and, you know, stay tuned for that. And we do have our monthly giveaway. That guy, Ray, I know it's beeping. It just started before the show. So I actually got to go change that after the show. These are great questions. Keep them coming, guys. Anyone else have any questions? All right. Well, if no one has any questions right now, we'll actually, I'm going to do a little thing right here. We're actually going to give you guys a little bit of a preview. We actually found a picture and we have a picture of the 578 Bluetooth mic. So if we can pull that up, guys, here you go. Here's your sneak peek at what the Bluetooth mic is going to look like. Now, don't quote me on this, but we are expecting, hopefully, that the price will be starting at about $150. You could sign up now on our site. We'll also be dropping a link here in the discussion for notifications. So you can actually get our notifications on this. This was the most talked about device at Hamvention. So just so you know, everyone is aware, we do actually have a waiting list for this. So you might want to sign up now and get onto that waiting list so you actually can get there. And also be sure to keep an eye out because we will be dropping a new video showing it in use and everything. It is a great Bluetooth mic. You can put your receiver or the whole head unit and everything back in your trunk. And you can use this up front. You can walk around your vehicle. You can go up to 30 meters away like standard Bluetooth because that's what it is. And it has a 30-meter range. So once again, we are expecting this coming in fall. So sign up now and get your notifications so that way you get it first. What mobile radio would you recommend for DMR? I would actually recommend our 578 UV3 Plus. It is an amazing radio with all the features and benefits that come with it. You're looking at the best mobile radio probably out there. We do have a tri-band mode with it. There is the 220 for those of you that do like it still. 220 is a dying art though. UHF, VHF. It has APRS send and receive. It's got our, give me a sec, the AM airband. For those of you guys who love to listen to the air frequencies, listen to, you know, air traffic control or ground control or anything, the AM band is for you. Make sure that you guys set that up so you can listen to the AM bands. And when you're driving around, it's great hearing the, you know, sometimes hearing those airports near you and everything and knowing what's going on. I certainly enjoy it. It's a great radio, has a lot of power, more than you'd need. It's almost like a base station in a sense. And you know, I wouldn't go anywhere. I got one in my car. I love it. I'm actually putting a second one in my trunk. Can't wait for this Bluetooth mic. I'm getting one. I got one here in my office, you know, and then the 878 is my everyday carry. So again, our 578 is the best mobile, and I would recommend it, hands down. Is there a solution for charging a 878 UV tube from solar? Realistically, if you get a more powerful enough little solar array, you could charge anything. If you get one that charges a computer, it could charge your handheld. You just got to plug in your little charging dock into the thing, and you can get it. So yeah, there are charging solutions out there. It's just we don't offer any. You'd have to make your own little solution for it. What is the total number of zones you can actually put in the 878? That is a great question. Let me go down to the bottom of the list here. So I give you the actual number. I lost my mouse. There we go. 250 zones. New to DMR, several questions on hotspots. Question 1, hotspot equals personal repeater. In a sense, yes, it's a private little gateway that acts like a mini repeater. However, it's only at 10 milliwatts, so it's not anything powerful like an actual repeater. You don't want to push too much power to it. And when you're pushing to it, you want to make sure it's on, which way? There we go. Low power. Let's go. Question number, When contacting a local DMR repeater, the digi icon changes to blue. I hear a beep. Does that mean I have successfully connected to the repeater? The R above that is actually just saying it's in repeater mode. And then when it's blue, when you hear a beep, right now it's saying repeater not found, roaming, please wait. There you go. So you guys for the roaming. Success. Just so you guys can see it working. Now, when you connect, give it a sec. Come on. It's actually connecting to the repeater outside instead of my local hotspot. So you heard that? That actually acknowledged that it was there. If it would not find the repeater, it would actually say repeater not found. That's how you know you're connected to the repeater. I have a Yaesu FTM 400 XDR in my truck. I'm considering adding a 578 for DMR 220 and airband. It would be really worth it. Everyone says that they're extremely happy with our radios. I know people that buy one and end up turning around and going and buying a second one because they love it so much, and they get it, you know. I actually have a couple that just bought one for themselves. They bought it for themselves, one for him and one for his wife, and they both love it. And it's an amazing radio to have in your car. They use it for 220 and airband specifically. Must disconnect from talk group before switching to a new one. What happens if you forget to disconnect? The reality is, depending on what network you're on, some of them are static, so you won't be able to disconnect them. But what happens is if you are on a network that does require, or it's like a simplex one, like some hotspots when they're in simplex mode, it requires you to disconnect. Otherwise, that pre-existing talk group you had active will take priority over the new one you're trying to access. So that is why you always want to try and disconnect when you're done with one chat or talk group. So that way it does not interfere with the next chat group or talk group that you're actually trying to get into. Indeed, if you like to use as a real repeater system, use a dual hotspot. Actually, there are duplex repeaters and there are duplex sats for the hotspots. I actually have one behind me right here. And you actually can use these in duplex mode. And when you have it in duplex mode, it allows you to send and receive on two separate frequencies and allows you to also use multiple talk groups. So I have pushed probably a dozen different talk groups through my Brandmeister to my hotspot. And I could sit here on, with the Digimonitor on and hear all those go through. Obviously, they have priority based on where I put it in my list over on Brandmeister. Is there a special reason not to use a dual repeater for the hot Skybridge? You don't want to use two of them specifically for that. You can use two of them, but you want to make sure that at least they're on different color codes. You can use the same frequencies, but the color codes have to be different. It depends on what hat you have. You can damage the device if you put it in duplex mode and you only have a simplex device. So that is one reason why you wouldn't want to switch. But as far as putting in repeater mode, if you have a duplex one, you can put multiple ones next to each other or anything like that by just switching the color code. That's the main priority that you have to do. They could be on the same frequency, just different color codes, so they know to ignore what's not their color code. Connecting to a hotspot to monitor a talk group, is there an inactivity timeout of 15 minutes? Sometimes there are. Repeaters sometimes do that, so that way it disconnects it and allows other people to connect. Hotspots have the same thing. I know if you go to Brandmeister here, actually I could show you. Let me pull up a window. Wrong one. We don't want that. We want, let me get a new window. Okay, so if I come here, see right here, 10-minute limit on California. So my hotspot, if I stop using that group or I'm not keying up on there in 10 minutes, it'll automatically disconnect. But as you can see, this is a two talk groups, 2 time slots. This is what a duplex one will do for you. So most of you will only see time slot 2. This is how a duplexer works. Does the Skybridge do D-Star, C4, FM, and others? I will show you all of the ones available. Oh, I don't know why that came up. Let's do this. Come on. So as you can see here, D-Star, Fusion, P25, DMR, NXDN, and then Fusion X Mode, DMR X Mode, and POC SAG. So these are all the different types of modes available with not just the Skybridge, but any hotspot that uses the Pi-Star interface. What would be most interesting in having a power pack and a MiFi added directly to the hotspot? We do actually provide a battery with it. As far as MiFi, that could be a possibility, but it's a technology that is still limited, and we don't create the software for Pi-Star. So again, with hardware-wise and adding other things, we are limited with obviously the Pi-Star software. So since we don't develop that, they'd have to develop something for the capabilities of support of that before we can develop the hardware for it. What's up? How's it going? What was that? Scott? Any other questions, guys? Because these are great. When will you be producing more 578 mobiles as they are out of stock? That's actually a question I'd have to get back to you. If you can call me directly, or you can call one of our sales guys, they can help you, because we actually have to confirm with our shipping department as well as our production department to see when our next shipment's coming in. I don't have that information off the top of my head. But if you call us up, we'll be more than happy to get you that information. When DDing the back image to the CPS, I see there's BK1 and BK2. So I could change the backgrounds from the keypad? Yes. Once you program them in, you can change them from the keypad, but you have to program them in through the CPS first. Alrighty. Any other questions? Oh, UV, there you guys go. Straight from our guys. The UV 3 pluses are still in stock. Get them now while you can, guys. How to program a DMR repeater. All right. A second. Pulling up the repeater program. Let's do a 40U. Okay, so what we're going to do is first we're going to establish the new channel. We can name this channel, whatever you'd like. A remote access code if you want to use DTMF. I always suggest setting this even if you don't plan on using it because 0000 is never a secure one. So just for this one, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Set your frequencies. If you want to do, make sure you have all your settings proper, how you do it. This would be your call sign. Okay. Now, our power settings here are actually not 0 to 100 or anything like that. It could actually go 0 to 9999. And you're going to have to mess around with these depending on how much power you really want to do. And you're going to have to hook up a watt meter and see how much power you're putting and all of that, because these power settings, depending on how much power your amps and stuff you're trying to put out, would have to depend on that. So, you know, just for this, we're going to do 450, we'll say. And that might be something like 30 watts or something. So it won't be something too powerful. It might be, don't quote me on that. Don't know the exact mathematical equation on that, but that's a guesstimate from previous ones I've worked on. Now what we have here is we have our system operation channel. This is our user we create. Now what we could do is we could set this to be a specific tone. So we could set this to 77, say carrier only, or we can actually set this as well to another one. Courtesy tone if you'd like, not necessary. Now we can come up to user 1. Let's just say we're going to set 100 like this. So now you would provide this user 1 information to everyone who wants to use the repeater, and you as the operator would log in through this. So now with that code back here, oh, sorry, wrong place. I meant channel. With that code right here we set, the remote access, you could use DTMF through here to disable and enable channels or do repeater programming remotely. All that information is available in our repeater guide and the booklet that comes with our repeaters. So all that information and programming is available in there as well. So if you want to get into that more specifically, we do have instructions. But that would be the basic thing. And then all we have to do is write this to our repeater and your repeater is up and running. Great question. Can I use a memory card? Can you be more specific? Do you plan on bringing out a GMRS mobile to go with the Echo HD? We actually have, I believe our Echo is actually the GMRS mobile. If you actually can switch screens. Our buddy is our FRS radio. And Echo is our GMRS radio. The mobile is a possibility. As of right now, we do not have one, but we are possibly looking into one. It could be something we do see here in the future, as we are seeing more and more people actually want to use GMRS. But as of right now, these are the only ones that we have. That is an amazing question, but as of right now, no, we do not. Is the Skybridge Plus pre-programmed when you receive it? The Skybridge comes pre-configured to the base configuration for this. So if I was to sit here and go factory reset, that's how yours would come. I could actually show you how it would come. Give me a second. Let me just download this so I can restore it afterwards. So when you receive it from us, if you don't pay for our plug and play packaging, it will come configured kind of like this, basic. Now I'll go through and try and set mine up. Now it will stay Pi-Star here. This is just specific for my network, how I have it, because I have multiple ones. And I have a strict network naming convention. Oh wait, well, we're going to change that because we're going to apply this actually. Let's go first here. So I'm going to show you how to do a basic configuration here when you receive it, just straight from us out of the factory, not programmed. The reality is you'd use simplex. I'm setting mine up as duplex because that was a question asked earlier. Yes, disconnect applies to repeaters. It does. The 4000 is usually it that will work. Channel 4000. It's a group call, and the reason is that's just the standard by most networks. Some networks change it. You'd have to contact the network or look up on their website for the information of what their disconnect is. But usually it's 4000. That has become a standard. So DMR mode we want to enable here. We could leave this at 2020 or we could drop down to 5.5. Most of you guys will use the OLED type 6 screen. Some use Nextian. Modem is usually the selected one. This is usually what everyone selects. I'm selecting this one for mine. Let me go here. I'll just leave that right now. Then right here, radio modem type for our Skybridges, you will come all the way down to you see Skybridge and select that. But as this is one that I have created, mine is actually this one, I believe. English US, APRS to North America. Now right here, this node type, whoops. I'm going to explain this node type to you. When you have it private, what it will do is whatever DMR ID, I don't have it right here because you'll see when I apply it, it'll show up. Whatever DMR ID you have that shows up will be what can connect to this. If you have multiple DMR IDs or you have other people that use it, you're going to want to select public here. Now I'll select public because I actually do have 2 different DMR IDs and 2 radios that use 2 different DMR IDs. So yes, Windows 11 does work with Bridgecom radios. As you can actually see from right here where my start menu is, I am actually on a Windows 11 computer. Haven't been active lately, and I noticed differences on my Skybridge zone settings. Could be that there has been updates. There have been things changed and updated. So your device could have updated or it could be out of date. So you probably just want to do an update first and then go expert and then go to upgrade. We can run through that here in a second. Let me just finish up with these settings. So right here, there's that. Now, if you wanted to create an access list file with only your friends' ID numbers, you can create a private file and upload it. It's not necessary. I usually just leave that open. DMR master, we come down to the one you select. I think this is the one I use. Set your ESS ID. This is to tell the network that it's in one of your hotspots. So you can see there's a long list. So if you have more than one, you can select them. I usually just do one. My other one's set to 2. Apply. I'm not actually going to log in right now, but you would just, as this restarts, I'll show you, you're going to be able to put in your password for Brandmeister. And then that will actually set up so you're actually logged in. And that is the basic configuration between that, your PyStar. Now we're going to do the update here in a second for you, Jeff. So as you see, then you would just put in your Brandmeister password and that will connect you to the network. Now for you, Jeff, update, simple. I always tell everyone, first always try to update, make sure that you have the latest version. So as you can see, it's updating everything. All right, as you see, that's finished. Now what we'll do is we'll come over to expert and upgrade. This one's usually pretty quick. Boom. Now I have everything up to date and upgraded, and that should help you out and get you up to date with all the differences that you're noticing. That should get you up to date with the newest. All right, let's see, Jim, for your existing customers with 878 and 578s like me, can you give us an idea of what's on the horizon for next gen Anytones? The BT speaker control is great, and the fall is great. I don't know too much yet. I actually am still trying to find out more and more information. Ask me that next week and I'll get you a better answer. And we'll make sure we have more information. But as of right now that I know, the Bluetooth is the biggest thing on the horizon coming up. How do I get APRS to use VFO2 only on my UV3 Plus? That one, actually call us up because that's going to be probably a little bit of a configuration thing. I know APRS can be confusing, and we're going to have to double check some settings. I don't have all that information directly in front of me, but we do have sheets like this that we have all our settings and information on that we reference. I just have a stack of them I got to go through, and that's how we can get you your information. I don't remember it off the top of my head right now. But if you call us up, I know either I or one of our representatives here would be more than happy to help you with getting that set up. Can you use an iPad to configure the Skybridge Plus? Yes, you can use any device. You can use Linux, Chromebook, Mac, Windows, iPad, anything. It's just through, as you see on my other screen here, if they can bring it back up, it's just through a web interface. So you just bring up your web browser, type in your IP address because of the network you're connected, and boom, connect. You should be able to change all your settings right there. You can even actually connect directly to the PyStar network, which is its own Wi-Fi network also. And that's 192.168.50.1 will be the IP of the actual PyStar at that point. Can I buy a code plug for my area? Currently, the only code plugs we sell are the Super and the Ultra. However, on our site, if you go all the way to the bottom, there is download a code plug, and we might have one for your area. We do have some for most of the US, and we are trying to expand and build outwards. But it is a slow process, and the more you guys contribute to that, the greater amount of data we can get out to everyone. So, if you guys have some good code plugs you really like, send them on in. We'd be more than happy to review them and put them up so other users can access them. Is there a way to easily merge multiple code plugs? We'll be getting a code plug from multiple individuals and Aries clubs. The easiest way would actually be to open them all up in separate, you know, like Excel documents, and then taking them, transferring them, copying and pasting them all into one Excel document. The only issue is just make sure that the number is on the first one, the number column is 1 all the way down, and you don't have any 2 that have the same, because if you have a second one in there, it's going to overwrite the first one if those numbers are the same. So just what I like to do is I like to go 1, and then I go to the next line, I go equals the first one plus 1, and then I drag down from that second line and I go fill down. So it automatically will go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way down to whatever the last one is. So that would be the easiest way to do it. And then you just import that CSV back in and it should work. Just make sure you also have the talk groups in to match them. Okay, is there a way to sort the ultra code plug by name as opposed to number? It will make things a lot easier to find. You know, I'm not too sure on sorting methods in our actual things. As of right now, they are in the way they are. I can put in a request possibly to Anytone, but the easiest way, like again, like I said, would be redoing those things in Excel. You can sort it by name in Excel from that column, and then just redo the numbers on the left, and that should be exactly sorted how you like it. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. I actually am going to just say for the month of May, the rest of this month, we actually have a repeater sale. During the month of May, you have the opportunity to take part in our repeater sale and cash in on one of our exclusive deals below. If you buy 1 repeater, we're going to give you a free programming kit. That's a $75 value. If you buy 2 repeaters, we're going to give you a free 878 UV2 Plus. That's a $315 value. If you buy 3 repeaters, we're going to give you a 578 UV3 Plus DMR Mobile, which is a $560 value. And if you buy 4 repeaters, we're going to give you that 4th repeater at 50% off. Now, these offers do not stack, so you will only get that one at the tier you're at. But these are amazing deals, and be sure to get on these before the deals are over. I'd like to thank everyone for coming today, and I really appreciate all your questions. They were great questions today, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Have a great day.